Good morning, grade twos. Today is Monday morning, and we finished up talking about capacity, which is how much something holds. We finished that up last week. We're going to start something new this week. And so that you're all prepared, I will have you get your textbook. And also, you're going to find these two sheets in your package. So one with all the different fruit and another with a whole bunch of circles here. So you're going to need both of those pages, as well as your pencil case with either pencil crayons, markers, or crayons, something with some color, okay? So press pause and make sure you've got something to color with, those two pages, and your textbook ready, okay? And then you can join back in. So we're going to start with this page. And on this page, you're going to see I have a whole bunch of different fruit, okay? Now, what if I said we needed to know how much of the fruit that we have? What do I have the most of? What would I maybe need to order more of? We need to think of a way of how could we, if you want to say organize, tidy this up so that we could easily see what I have. What do you think? Okay. Well, one way that we can organize things is that we can organize them by the type. So we can see that we've got apples and we've got mangoes and we've got pears and oranges. So we could organize them by their type of fruit. Another thing is if we organize them and put them beside each other, kind of like the circles on this page, we could clearly see which one we had the most of and which one we had the least of. And what this is called putting information into a picture graph. And it's a graph because we're taking information and putting it in, and it's a picture because we can clearly see with our eyes more about the information, okay? So we're going to start with this first page, and at the bottom you'll see what's called a table. Can you say table? Okay. And we're going to fill in this table to help us gather the information that's in this picture, which it's not very organized. It's not clear which fruit do I have the most of, which do I have the least, how much more mangoes do I have than oranges. We don't know that by looking at it here. So let's organize it a little bit. So let's start with the mangoes. And if you're confused about the mangoes, this is the shape of a mango. Okay, so let's go along. How many mangoes do we have? Can you count how many mangoes? Just one second here. I'm doing that myself. We have 11 mangoes. So you're going to write an 11 on the first line there. Okay, then we're going to go to pears. Okay, and I hope you know what the pears look like. They're a similar shape to a mango, but they have the stem there. So how many pears do we have? Can you count? Okay, how many pears did you get? Did you get 6 pears? That's what I've got. Now let's go through and count our apples. Okay, so go through and count the apples. We've got 8 apples, so you're going to write an 8. Do you see I'm filling in all the numbers? So you fill in an 8 for apples, and how many oranges do we have? 3 oranges, right? So write a 3 in there. Okay. Okay, so we've got all of our numbers here. Now we're going to take the information from our table, and now we're going to create our own picture graph. Okay, so along the bottom, we're going to write each of the fruits that we have. Okay. So the spelling is on your table. So the first one is we're going to write mango. Okay, so in the first box there, at the bottom, we're going to put mango. Now over beside it, we'll write pear in the next one. Press pause if you need a little bit more time. So we've got mango, we've got pear. The next one's going to be apple. Okay, apple. And then the last one is going to be orange. Okay, now we have circles going up to tell us how much we have. Okay, so how many mangoes did we have? We had 11, right? Now, if you notice, let's count how many circles we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There is only 10 going up. So what we're going to determine is that each circle isn't just going to be one mango. Okay, we're going to say that each circle represents 2 mangoes. Okay, so we're going to count by 2s. Okay, so we're going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then because we have, do we have 11? Because we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because we have 11, we'll color half of 1. Okay, so we're going to color in. So we count by 2s because each circle stands for 2 mangoes. So we go 2. Then if I color in my second circle, that's going to be 4, right? 2, 4. Keep going. 6. Color another one. 8. Color another one. 10. So right now I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I've got 10 mangoes showing here. And because we have 11, I'm going to color half of this other circle to show. Okay? So there. So that's showing how many mangoes that we have. Okay? So I colored in 11. But remember, each circle stands for 2 mangoes, not 1. So we don't color in 11. We're going to color in 2. Pears. How many pears did we have? We had 6. So let's see how many circles would we color in to make 6. Remember, we're counting by 2s because each circle stands for 2. So 2 pairs, 4, 6. So we're going to color in 3. If you remember your times tables, 2 times 3 gives us 6. So we're going to color in 3 circles here to show us. Okay? So there we've got our 3 circles for our 6 pairs. 2, 4, 6. Then we have apples. How many apples do we have? 8 apples. Okay, so if we have 8 apples, how many circles do we need to color in? If each one stands for 2. 2 times 4 gives me 8. So I'm going to go 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm going to color in 4 of those circles to get me my 8 apples. So color those in. Remember, you can always hit pause on the video if you need a little bit more time. Okay? So there's my 4 circles colored in for my apples. And how many oranges do we have? We have 3. So if I color in 1 circle, that'll be 2, right? Because each circle stands for 2. And then I'll color a half of 1 to give me my 3. So I'm going to color in 1 circle for the oranges. That gives me 2. And a half of another circle. Just like that. That's going to give me 3. So press pause if you need to finish up, okay, your picture graph. Now, when you're looking at this, is it easy to see what we have the most of? Yes. It is clear that mangoes is the most. And is it clear which fruit we have the least of? Oranges, yes. So a picture graph helps us to see this information so clearly. I could also say, how many more apples do we have than pears? Well, it's 1 more circle, and 1 more circle is 2. So we have 2 more apples than we do pears. So we can see what the most, the least, we can see, compare the 2 different fruits to see what we have, okay? So this helps us to see this information. This is a lot easier for me to see than to try and look at this and say, how many mangoes, how many pears, how many apples, okay? Now, we're going to go through something before you get to your work today. We are going to open to page 85 in our textbook. Now, our circles in our picture graph represented 2, but the objects can represent more than. So down here it says each star stands for 3 children. It's important to always look at what the symbol stands for. How many does it stand for? We want to look at that symbol so that then we can know the numbers, okay? So a couple of children made this picture graph to show the places that they like to visit. So we've got the zoo, we've got the Botanic Gardens, Sentosa, and the bird park. And each star stands for 3 children, okay? So let's go through and answer some of these questions. The first question, blank children like to visit the zoo. How many children like to visit the zoo? Well, each star is 3, so let's count by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 15 children like to visit the zoo. Let's go to question B. Blank children like to visit the bird park. How many children like to visit the bird park? Well, we're going to count by 3s because each star is 3 kids. 3, 6, 9, 12. 12 children like to visit the bird park. 7 boys and blank girls like to visit Sentosa. I don't know about boys and girls on here. Well, let's see. How many children like to visit Sentosa? 3, 6, 9, 12. 12 children like to visit. So it's telling me there's 7 boys and blank girls. What goes with 7 to make my 12? 5, right? Okay. The blank is the most popular place. Which place is the most popular, the most amount of children like to go? The zoo. And the last question, E. Blank more children like to visit the zoo than the Botanic Gardens. How many more children like to visit the zoo more than the Botanic Gardens? Well, this has 2 and this is 2. So how many more stars is there for the zoo? 1, 2, 3. There's 3 more stars, but each star represents 3. So it'd be 3, 6, 9. 9 more children like the zoo, better than going to the gardens. Okay? So you're going to do the same sorts of things as we just did there. You're going to do exercise 55, and you're going to do exercise 56 with picture graphs, and you can gather information. And then the last part is you're going to actually make your own picture graph, and each circle is going to stand for 2 shells, okay? So you're going to do exercise 55, and you'll do exercise 56, okay? We'll see you tomorrow.